Joining us, it's the top of the hour in New York. We've been watching for the last 46 minutes a press conference from the family of Jacob Blake. The family, Jacob Blake's father, Jacob Blake Sr., Jacob Blake's mother, Julia Jackson. His three sisters spoke. They were flanked by three attorneys representing the family. The now familiar face of Ben Crump. They've described his injuries and renewed a call in this family's hour of deep, deep, unspeakable, unthinkable grief, calling for change. David Henderson?
I think that part of what we're seeing right now is that whereas 6 months ago I would have told you we have a fundamental problem with our nation's laws as it relates to policing and the use of excessive force, we have a bigger problem now that I don't think our leadership understands, not at a national level, not at a local level, and that is you can only push someone so far. That's true for individuals, and it's also true for groups of people. What people like myself typically will say is trust the justice system, let it run its course, justice will ultimately be achieved. But it's very difficult to make that argument when Breonna Taylor's killers still haven't been addressed 5 months after the fact. And where when we watch this family talk about Jacob Blake's being shot in the back by police officers, it's impossible to separate it from a series of wrongful police actions that have occurred on videos that we've seen throughout the summer. We've also seen peaceful protesters being attacked in multiple cities. And so people are being left with no choice. And when you push individuals too far, that's when society begins to reach a breaking point. It is difficult to completely compartmentalize that issue when we have someone who has decided that it's appropriate to send federal authorities into local jurisdictions to enact their own vision of law and order. And I don't think that this could be written more poetically for future history books, given that it's occurring during the week of a conference, a political conference, where we're going to hear that type of rhetoric as we heard it last night.
David, I want to show you Jacob's mother speaking in incredibly powerful terms about what Jacob would want.
I'm really asking and encouraging everyone in Wisconsin and abroad to take a moment and examine your hearts. Citizens, police officers, firemen, clergy, politicians, do Jacob justice on this level and examine your hearts.
Yes.
We need healing.
I'm never not in awe at the strength that a family can draw on at the darkest hour of their lives, David.
You don't realize how inadequate our laws are in this arena until you have to explain them to someone's parents, especially to someone's mom. I'm in awe of his mother, too, and I can only pray that the public is moved by her words and can imagine what it's like for her to have to be able to speak those types of words in light of what happened to her son. It's a matter of common sense. You can't shoot people in the back. And if it wasn't a police officer doing it, the individual would already be arrested and we would be deciding what charges should be assessed against them. But we've carved out any number of exceptions for police officers, qualified immunity with respect to civil lawsuits, and special privileges with respect to criminal penalties. And part of the reason we're seeing the unrest that we do is that in a country where the laws are written by and for the people, when the people are exposed to the laws, they should appeal to common sense. But not only is the public enraged by seeing what happened to individuals like Jacob Blake, they're even more upset when they find out how inadequate the law is for achieving justice. And so as a civil rights lawyer, I have to acknowledge that his mother can accomplish far more than I can, and I hope that the public gives her that opportunity.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.